the Varsity Sports Bar and Grill on Beachmont Avenue in Anderson Township. It is another edition, a rainy day edition of the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. Hi, everyone.
How's it going?
I'm Dan Carroll. Thanks for being here on a glorious day, Rob Herking, as we celebrate the United States women's soccer team being eliminated from World Cup play.
I was up watching it, Dan. Sadly. Well, I watched the opening 5 minutes and then in and out of sleep, I nodded off and heard the PK attempts that failed. And then I heard a millimeter argument. It was just off by a millimeter. And I thought they were talking about my penis. And I quickly rolled.
Possibility.
I rolled back over to make sure nobody was in the room with me. And I went back to sleep because it wasn't me at this point in time.
But
we are joined yet again by
sorry about your luck, women's team.
Jason Kiefer, the fireman.
Slow and dramatic.
Not a lot of froth on that one.
Slow and dramatic.
Jesus, it's very moist out. So
it's amazing. It's like every beer can that gets opened on this show has its own identity.
It does.
You know, they're all slightly different.
They all identify as being they're going to get fucked over. They're all going to get killed.
That is true, actually. If you think about it, I mean, should we start naming the fuckers in the buckets?
I was super thirsty.
We should start naming them.
Yeah, start giving them names so they have identities.
How thirsty can you be? You've been up here for multiple hours.
Don't you fucking worry about it. And guess what? Everything was set and ready to go.
I know.
Wasn't it?
I
just like it is, as
that
always, you motherfucker.
Somebody still believes in the tooth fairy. Fucking ass clown. Big day today.
Well, I had work to get done.
Yeah, so nobody else does anything else, Dan. I mean, we just sit here and wait for your fucking appearance. It's horse shit.
I didn't suggest. You guys didn't have to work.
Keith, I think he did kind of suggest that, didn't
I
he?
did not.
You were up here all day with moist
I felt a little
beverages.
bit of a judgy,
judgy
attitude.
Didn't suggest. I'm not suggesting anything.
I felt it was judgy.
I thought so, too.
We'll have counseling after this.
All right.
Sure will. Big day today, 8/7. August 7th. It is not a date that'll live in infamy, but 8/8 will. Tomorrow, issue 1 on the ballot. And I was reading today, the turnout is fucking huge in the state of Ohio. There's more than 500,000 people that have already voted early.
I saw that.
And it's split pretty evenly 50-50. So get the fuck out there and vote yes. Tomorrow, during your period of voting at your normal voting place, vote yes. Do not give special interests out of states the opportunity to change our foundation.
I'm glad you're looking at this issue in the correct way.
Why?
I'm heartened to hear that.
What do you mean?
Well, because you should vote yes on issue 1.
Fucking never said I wasn't, dickhead.
Oh, you didn't a week ago. You didn't know what it was.
I fucking did not, but I would have done the research, and that's why we did a special edition. PSA, one more, and I'm out of here.
But I'm trying to give you a compliment,
Andrew Pappas,
because you're voting the correct way on this.
Fuck yeah, I am. And those lemmings with your no signs up, fucking, you are idiots.
The bottom line is this: if you think it's a good idea to try and change the Constitution of the state of Ohio, then by all means, go out, start a movement, spread your message, and you should be able to convince 60% of the electorate that it's a good idea.
Well, those of you that listen to the Andrew Pappas special edition, One More and I'm Out of Here News Network, audio only version, would know that the proponents of issue 1, their boards, their bylaws are changed by more than 60%, sometimes up to 0.75%, to change the bylaws, which is the governing bottom line documents. And they want to be able to change by a vote of 50 people plus 1, 50% plus 1, the Constitution of the state of Ohio, which is horse shit. If you look at the U.S. Constitution, it's 2/3. But vote fucking yes. Don't let these people just, oh my God, it's so fearful. My God, they're going to take your vote away from you. You're not taking your vote away. They're making your vote. If you vote yes, your vote is counted more importantly than outside people that are coming down here and trying to bypass the legislature process on how to do laws.
And this is
horseshit.
This is just for our Ohio listeners, by the way.
Yeah, sorry about that. I digress, but I just wanted to put it out. And I did say one person said it was like a gubernatorial race. That's how much voter turnout is on this early voting.
Well, and we did talk with Andrew in the audio podcast that these special elections, you usually don't get the turnout. And I mean, I try to vote in everything that I have the option to vote in. I make it a point. And whatever state you live in, whether it's a special election or your typical big ones, get out and vote.
Yep.
That's the biggest thing. I mean, that's what
even
we're
if you
trying
vote
to drive home.
just fucking vote. I mean, but learn it. Learn what you're learn.
Well,
why,
I do have a public service announcement.
and be able to fucking back it
I
up.
can't wait for this.
I do have a public service
don't
announcement.
even know what
if
it
you
is.
intend to vote no on issue 1, your day to vote is Wednesday.
That's right. They did change it. It's
Yeah.
8,
So
9.
so
That's because of
if
the
you
heavy
vote
turnout.
yes, you vote on Tuesday.
I think
If you plan to vote no, then you go to the polls on
You're
Wednesday.
so dumb.
yeah, they said heavy turnout. So yes is
It's so-
tomorrow 8/8 and no's go on 8/9.
There you go.
Thank you, Dan, for clarifying. I did not know
Just
that.
I do what I can to help our listeners
You
and our
are
viewers out there.
You are doing the Lord's work.
You
Apparently.
are you're a
The
fucking giver.
Lord's work right there.
You're a fucking
You
giver.
know, I want to make it fair for everyone.
That's right.
Keith, do we have and it's supposed to be kind of warm tomorrow, not really, but 84 degrees. So you got to stay hydrated. Do we have something dialed up real quick? I want to do a one more and I'm out of here news network PSA as well, since we're in the mood for PSAs.
We do. Let me
Little PSA, not the blood in a stool test, but a public service announcement from one more and I'm out of here news network.
Get away with a
Well, I
great
gotta
deal
stop
at the
this.
Hyundai Getaway
Yeah.
Sales Event.
But
We have a new sponsor on the show.
there's the headline. Go ahead, sir.
so today in news, there was a woman that drank 4 16-ounce bottles of water in 20 minutes and fucking died. She felt dehydrated. It is an actual disease. She was from not a disease, but syndrome. She drank too much fucking water.
Water toxicity.
She was 35. She was in Monticello at Lake Freeman with her husband and 2 daughters. Sad story, but
How fucking hot could it have been in Indiana though? That's my question. I mean, that's not too far out of where we're at.
the Mayo Clinic, according to the Fox News article, indicates that daily fluid intake for women should be about 92 ounces, with 20% of daily fluids coming from foods. She drank 4. She felt dehydrated, lightheaded, and a headache, noting that she felt like she could not drink enough water. She passed out in the garage, never regained consciousness, and unfortunately died of water toxicity.
She was at home.
I would imagine maybe on vacation. It's called hypnotremia, also known as water toxicity. It occurs when the concentration of sodium in your blood is abnormally low due to you drowning it out from the water intake.
Pictures are deceiving. I'm not trying to interrupt, but I'm scrolling as you're talking. She appeared to be healthy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she looked very healthy.
I wonder if she had
She looked
early
healthier.
onset diabetes,
She looked
potentially.
healthier than me. Fuck.
Why she was so thirsty.
She left behind 2 kids and a husband.
It sucks.
It is sad, but God bless for all those people at a bar that tell you to drink water. Kiss my ass
Water is good for you.
in moderation.
There was a story.
Apparently, don't drink as much as that.
There was a story that was out, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago about a guy who was, I think he was trying to win some Green Bay Packer tickets. And so they were doing I guess the contest was, whatever crazy stunt you can do, the craziest stunt wins the tickets. And his stunt was he was going to drink, like 5 gallons of water in 10 minutes or something like that. And so he drank all this water and he wound up dying. If you drink too much too fast, then it can cause all kinds of problems.
Well, I'm going to tell you this.
It
When
throws off your electrolytes.
Yeah. Well, you know what doesn't? The sodium levels are what the key is, because you flush the sodium out of your body. Eat a fucking banana if you're going to drink that much water. Or my choice is to drink an alcoholic beverage
Astra.
that has sodium in it, like Bud Light, Astra.
So
Any other alcoholic beverage has sodium, and it only has 92% water, typically, give or take, per can.
So the heart works on a sodium potassium pump, is what it's called. So when you completely dilute with that much water that fast, it throws off your minerals and all that, to where your heart will stop. It's not going to pump the way it should.
And you guys all give me
That's-
shit for eating salt when I drink.
That's the only thing that I can guess has happened. That she completely threw off her. She chemically imbalanced herself. I mean, I've heard of it, but not with
it.
not with that little bit.
No, and
four bottles of water. I could crush 4 bottles of water.
I can crush 4 cans of beer on a tea box at
we're talking about
8
water.
in the morning.
We're talking about water.
Well, it's got a lot of fluid in it.
Dead leg ass if the guy still got the tickets. Well,
that's a good question.
The only thing I can say to that, it was a Packers game, so he probably did.
He was probably a shareholder. So yes, it went to somebody.
She was very cute. Very cute lady.
The guy, even if I'm dead, I'm still going to the game.
Yeah, it wasn't like she was like some obese or like some just sickly looking person. She looked healthy, looked a nice family.
That's a shame.
I've heard of that, but not with that 64 ounces in 20 minutes. I haven't heard that.
I haven't either.
That's a terrible
Now
shame.
Rob has gone on a water strike, and he is not going to drink water for the rest of the summer.
I read a book one time.
So America, real quick, the PSA, let me conclude the PSA, Dan.
Okay.
The PSA is be careful of water anywhere, not just Flint, Michigan or Camp Lejeune. It is deadly. It's an epidemic that is sweeping the United States and the world. So be careful of water. It is bad. And there's water sources where you can pee. And if you pee, these little bugs crawl up there and you can't get them out of your pee hole. I mean, people die of this shit.
We should probably not. I mean, you should probably not go out of your house ever.
I wouldn't. And wear a mask. I mean, masks help because it prevents you from drinking water.
Because
so Fauci was onto something there.
That helped everything.
Fauci was onto something there. Wear a mask.
I read a book one time years ago.
Bullshit.
A book called Bullshit. What?
You did the Audible version.
I have never done an Audible book. I read books.
Have you finished Bustler's book yet?
I have not finished yet.
You haven't even started the motherfucker.
Probably. But I read a book called Trashing the Planet. And Dixie Lee Ray is the one who wrote it. She used to she worked in the Carter administration.
Is it about trailer park strip clubs?
No, but it's about the environment and the fallacies of the environmental movement. And in one of her chapters, she talks about water. And she said she made the case about how we so overreact to things today that if you tried to introduce and put a brand new product on the market today that no one had ever heard of before called water, you would never be able to get it approved because the opponents of water would come out and say, well, water corrodes everything.
Sure does.
And it has a corrosive effect on everything on the planet.
If issue 1
it can destroy rocks.
I'm putting an issue 1.
It can destroy homes. You can, if you have, let's just say, just a few inches of it in a bucket, you can drown in it. Yeah, I mean, all these terrible things about water that if it gets hot enough, it can turn into steam and burn you. You can say all these terrible things about water that if you tried to bring it to market, you would never get it approved.
Yeah, look at
because of all these terrible things that can happen with water.
Look at the shit that happened off-site with the black.
And of course, we need water to survive. But her point was that when you hear all these people carp and wring their hands about the environment, and oh my God, we've only got 12 years left, and we have the greenhouse gases and all this other shit. Well, okay, fine, you can say all this bad stuff about that, but no one in the media never takes the time to explain or present the alternative as to why some of these gases are necessary for life to survive on the planet.
I will tell you this. I've been in several greenhouses, and unless I had Skyline the night before a burrito from Speedway, I have never smelled any gases that harmed me or anybody else. It's normally very oxygenated. So I just want to go on record with that too. Greenhouses are good.
I do love greenhouses.
Water is bad,
especially in the wintertime.
Yeah, it's a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, don't drink water, and if you do, drink in moderation.
Falconator says you look dehydrated.
There is no way I look dehydrated.
That's his natural state, Falconator.
Actually, I thought you were going to shave your mustache off.
And I do have an RIP to Pepe. I was going to wait till the end.
Okay, all right.
But now I'm going to do it fucking right now, man. Everybody, today 8/7. So next time we podcast, it'll be a date in history. Everybody remember 8/7. Pepe is going to disappear for a little bit. He's going to go down to Mexico. He's got to save some children and bring some cocaine back. So I'm going to let him go. He's going to be a monarch butterfly once again. I believe tonight is the night that I strike up the Braun razor and shore my face. I might do some Hitler mustache fucking videos and send them to Kiefer late night at like 1 a.m.
I'm not posting because that will get us banned.
Well,
you can send them to me though.
I fucking already have. I know. What was it last year? It was 999 in the mirror, like 1 a.m. hammered. Pepe's gone. I think so. I haven't decided fully, but
we talked yesterday, and when he walked in today, I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
he kept the mustache." He talked about shaving it off last night.
He got a little sideways.
He's giving it a good run. We'll see.
Yeah, I got to get Pepe's brother.
We'll see.
Will it affect your golf game at all?
Sure as fucking won't, Dan.
All right.
But I'm gonna kill Pepe. So I'm gonna put some water on it. He'll fucking die off.
you might die because your body doesn't even know how to react to
water. Put
some
water on it; it'll just fall off your face.
I am not ingesting that shit.
I can nair it.
We're not fucking.
We could video me nairing.
What? Just me kissing the fucking bottom of a bathtub?
You're drinking water right now.
No.
Yes, you are.
No, it's rubbing alcohol.
It's definitely not water.
What do you think the ice in your beverage is made out of?
That water.
Frozen alcohol.
No.
He gets special. He gets special ice cubes at the varsity.
So let's kick down the track a little bit today in history. Kind of a crazy day. I do want to spend a little bit of time because I know Dan. I'm just curious if Dan's going to ask follow-up questions on the one part that Keith, you know what part.
I know.
If you have anything that's interesting, yes, I will ask some follow-up.
Well,
I'm going to be quiet.
If we wanted to do
follow-up commentary, as I like to call it.
If we wanted to do something interesting, we would have somebody else instead of you on this fucking podcast.
Why do you feel the need to infringe on my freedom of speech?
Japanese airfield on Guadalcanal was seized by Allies today, and that would be in 1942. Started a 6-month battle. And the Marines on this day landed at Guadalcanal, captured the airfield from the Japanese.
Guadalcanal lasted 6 months.
Yeah, they kept taking it, going back and forth. Yep, they didn't have water, man, so they kept dying off. Well, the Americans had water, and we died off because of the water, and the Japanese didn't have the water, and they died off for not having water. So it's like a catch-22 type situation. The LPGA was formed today. No, it wasn't. My bad. She died. The woman, Louise Suggs, the pioneer of the LPGA, died at 91, fucking in 2015. Jesus Christ. Play golf. Don't drink water. Play golf. That causes longevity.
The only thing I will say about that is the LPGA has had some great players over the years.
They look a lot better now.
The current cast of players that populate the LPGA.
Oh, my God.
Makes me want to watch golf even that much more.
They quit wearing chains attached to their wallets in their back pocket nowadays, which is great. I guess
I don't think they ever did that. On
the new golf skirts don't allow for that, I guess. I guess they went back to prison wallets. But nonetheless.
but the women playing on the LPGA, you just keep doing what you're doing.
Hell yeah. And keep whoever manufactures their clothing, keep making them tighter and shorter, baby.
Did you see Bryson DeChambeau shot a 58?
I did see that
yesterday and live. How about that?
That was awesome.
It only took him like fucking 4 years to get his fucking swing back in his head right.
Yeah, is he back to skinny Bryson, or is he still fucking arms all stretched out where his elbows are dyslexic and flexed?
I don't know.
Onward?
The video I saw, he looked like he was pretty ripped. He's in pretty good shape right now.
Jesus. All right. Barry Bonds hit his 756th career home run today in 2007. It was breaking the record of Hank Aaron with an asterisk on that motherfucker.
And a bottle of steroids.
And that was
back pockets.
You know what?
Rounding
fucking head.
That asterisk was the size of his fucking head in the record book. I mean, it was a huge asterisk at about 115-point font. Nobody gives a shit about Carter.
Is he still alive?
I don't know. I think his head's still walking around somewhere. I saw it on the Macy's Day Parade. Now, here's a question. 1957, Oliver Hardy died. Member of the Laurel and Hardy, the first grade Hollywood motion picture comedy team.
Before my time.
Which one was Oliver Hardy?
The fat one?
Yeah,
he was.
Fat one.
Yeah, he was. I had to look that up. I couldn't remember which one was which.
I get him confused.
Yep.
Are we allowed to say fat anymore?
Overweight.
Are we going to offend anyone offended by that if I say fat?
Well, you're fat. You might as well. 1888. This is the one. The first of the murders.
If you are, by the way, I don't care.
Dan's a chubby chaser. The first of the murders committed by Jack the Ripper took place in London's East End in 1888 on
Here we
today's
go.
date. Has
Big moment of the show right here.
Jack Ripper ever been caught, Dan?
I don't think so.
And did Jack the Ripper name himself or did somebody else name him, Dan?
I think he was probably dubbed that by the local coroner or someone, whoever did the examinations of the bodies.
Actually, it's you piece of shit media people that wrote a letter, first murder, and said, I am Jack the Ripper. I did this, blah, blah, blah. It was later proven to be false, not written by the Ripper, but the name stuck, Dan. How many people did he kill?
I don't know.
Record?
I know Jason was looking for an illustration of Jack the Ripper. Did you
I couldn't
happen to find one?
I couldn't. I didn't have enough time to
He
get
killed
enough
5
time.
women,
Converted.
all prostitutes, Dan.
5 is all?
Yep. Slit
That's
their
not that
throat or choked them out. And then he would take their organs as souvenirs. It's kind of interesting. Never been caught.
Sounds like a weekend hanging out with Rob.
Never been caught. Dan, Keith, shut the fuck up. We talked about this. 1782 for our military personnel. George Washington ordered the creation of the first U.S. military decoration, the Badge of Military Merit. Today, it's called the Purple Heart. Later awarded to 3 Revolutionary War soldiers for bravery in action. Kind of curious how it went from that to the Purple Heart, but fucking by all means. That's about it. Nixon resigns tomorrow. I am not a crook. Fucking 2 fingers. And
Well, Nixon said during that speech, he said, the American people have got to know if their president is a crook. He said, I am not a crook. Is there any chance in hell that Joe Biden could give the same speech
oh my God.
today?
Is that your second?
Could Joe Biden come out and say, the American people have got to know if their president is a crook?
Joe Biden doesn't even know where he is. You put him up to a
He
polygraph,
probably doesn't even
he'll
remember
pass,
he's president.
He'll pass the fucking poly because he's so fucking
Are you going where I think you're going?
Which, by the way, he should not be president. I mean, I've got multiple questions about the 2020 election. And this is what have we wrapped up this day in history?
apparently we have, Dan. Okay, go ahead.
But this is one of the opportunities, I think.
That was a question with an answer right behind.
With the most recent indictment of Donald Trump, which even the guy to my left could easily defend, I think, because it's a direct assault on the First Amendment rights of 45.
Are you
But
talking?
now I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you having a stroke?
I
Easy.
just forgot what I was going to say.
Are you related to Joe Biden? We got to take you down to Arden Court
You were acting
No,
like
but
Joe
this is-
Biden right fucking now.
But this is
or Mitch McConnell.
the indictment on Trump is a direct assault on his First Amendment rights. When you have the prosecutor go to the judge and say, Judge, we can't let this guy use social media because he might try to do something we don't like. He might say bad things about us. He might say something bad about someone who might testify against him. He might try to intimidate a witness. So therefore, Judge, we want an order, a court order that says during this phase of the trial, that Trump is not allowed to use social media, and they want to limit the discovery for the defense.
Are you looking at me like I'm listening to
Have you ever heard of such a motion? I mean, you're a lawyer, and you're a defense lawyer.
Loosely.
If the prosecutor came and said, Attorney Herking, defense attorney Herking, we are going to limit your discovery for your client.
Yeah, no.
What would you say about that?
It smells.
You would raise holy hell about that.
They did,
And
an
you
Oppenheimer.
should.
Yeah, due process. Is that
So
enough?
so the guy in the White House, number one, should have never been there, doesn't deserve to be there, and he's crooked as hell. And I'm only getting started. And then do you want to put that picture up right now? You want to do that right now?
I was wondering if that's where you were going to go.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, we had on Christian Bustler, and he wrote a great book about his time in the United States Marine Corps.
How do you know it's a good book, Dan? Great book, by the way.
Because
you haven't read it.
I have not finished reading it. I am in the
You haven't
process
even fucking started it.
of reading it.
I guarantee you've maybe gone 8 pages into this fucking book. Guarantee.
What difference does it make?
Oh, there's an acquiescence to my request. Yes, he hasn't
What
even
difference
read
does
the
it make
book,
how
but
much I've read of it?
it's a great fucking book.
Have you read it?
Yes, I read it. I got
Okay. Would you like to describe the book then?
no. Did you not see my fucking questions, flipping pages, highlight and notes on the side?
Are you going to get to your point?
Yeah, get to your point, caller.
But the question that I wanted to ask
You
him,
got the dump button loaded.
his interview with
Right.
us was outstanding. I had him on my radio show the next night,
No,
Which-
the same night.
but it was
It
later
was-
that same night.
God, who was
Seemed like
more
it the
fucked up
next
that night?
I feel like you were having a fucking stroke.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm
But
medically concerned about you.
that was even less time. And so the stories he tells are so compelling. And the one question I wanted to ask him was about when the 13 who were killed in Afghanistan came back to the United States. There's what's called a dignified transfer ceremony when their bodies are brought back to the United States and they're taken off that jet to the hearses that are awaiting on the tarmac to take them to wherever they go at that point. And so Joe Biden let it be known that he was going to go to
Are you ready?
Andrews Air Force Base and observe this dignified transfer ceremony of the 13 who were killed in Afghanistan. And this picture that Jason is ready to put up was taken during the course of that ceremony, where Joe Biden standing next to Jill, and you don't see her in this picture because she's cropped out of it. And there's video of this as well. At one point, he's got his hand over his heart, and then he takes a look at his watch as if, oh my God, I've seen 2 or 3 of these individuals come off, and I don't know if I need to be somewhere else, or it's time for my pudding, or it's, maybe have I taken a shit today? He's looking at his watch.
Yeah, speaking of Chris,
And I sent that to Chris
he-
Bustler. Go ahead.
he just texted me something else. He's like, "What dates do you have available?" Remember us going up there, little field trip?
Yes.
He goes, "What dates do you have available?" I go, "LOL, are your ears burning?" Dana's talking about you on the podcast right now. Let me check with him.
So this, and the reason this happened today is because this photo just happened to pop up in my Twitter feed. So I sent it to Christian and I asked him this. I said, we ran out of time when we did the interview, but I always meant to ask you how you felt when you saw this. And here's his response. This, among many other things he's done, disgusted. And as very well he should be.
As he should be, yes.
Disgusted. I mean, this guy pretends to be the commander in chief. And on his watch, he was directly responsible for, and look, you can say this about any president who's ever had any military action go on under his watch,
Take a picture of this.
that somehow they're responsible for these people being killed in action. But this withdrawal from Afghanistan was so egregiously bad. And we can go all the way back to Schuler, and we've talked about this many, many times. But when you have the bodies of fallen American military members coming off that aircraft, and you sit there and you look at your watch,
It's probably
That
I mean, absolutely the last thing you need to be doing.
can you think of anything more disgraceful than that?
I like your commentary, like of what his mindset was.
Whose mindset?
When you were talking about Joe, like, did I eat my pudding? Did
Yeah.
I take a shit today? I actually kind of like
Well, you wonder
that inner dialogue
What's
that you
going through
felt that he had.
through his feeble fucking mind?
Do you think he looks at Dr. Jill and says, "Mommy,
Probably.
mommy, I need change"?
I saw an interview. I swear to God,
Need
I wish I had the soundbite right here. He did an interview, a podcast,
I wish I had it too.
the Friday before he went to the beach, and he's on vacation, the 10-day vacation on the beach right
Was
now.
that the bicycle? Oh, this one.
So this was there. He hasn't fallen off the bicycle lately.
I saw him riding it.
But he did an interview with some podcaster dude, and he said to the guy doing the interview, he said, when my family wants to leave me messages, they tape little Post-it notes on the mirror and
like
remind me of things that I'm supposed to do.
Kind of like a nurse at a fucking nursing home.
Now, what does that sound like?
Today is August 7th.
What does that sound like when he says, "Oh, I look at the mirror and there's a note on there from my family, and it reminds me that I have to brush my teeth today."
Wash your balls.
It's from the Secret Service. Your wife's name is Jill. Your son's name is Hunter.
Might be.
He fucked your other dead son's
wife.
But
he said that's how his family communicates with him now.
I wouldn't want to talk to him.
I mean, are you kidding me? If this was any other president, the media would make such a huge deal out of that. But this just nothing. No coverage of that whatsoever.
I like the fact that Bustler got back to you with that, though.
That's awesome. Hilarious. And of course, it's right at the point in time Dan's talking about not reading this book, but reading this book. That's the best part. You have fucking read more than 8 pages of that book. And it's a good fucking book.
It is a good book.
And you've got 15 fucking highlighters in your bag. Just highlight away.
I will finish that book.
No, you better start it first. Yeah, you start the book first, and then you can finish it.
Yeah, because we're going to go up and hang out with them.
Yep. And we're going to smoke cigars. I'm looking forward to that trip, man. Right. Stay tuned. We're going to get some days. We're going to pump that out on social.
I'm going to drink water all the way up there.
I hope so. We are not stopping at Miami Valley Hospital.
I'm gonna have to pee every 5 minutes.
We'll dump him on 71.
I'm shifting gears. Well, I'm sure we're probably all gonna ride separate, just the way it was going to Clayton, even though we're going 45 minutes north.
I've got my Sherpa and DD, baby.
I'm gonna shift gears, and I found this talking about Clayton and Jill and I flying. And you deal with all the bullshit, about when you're sitting next to somebody you don't know, and just the etiquette, flight etiquette. And I was laughing my ass off at this, and I wish every pilot on a plane that I was on was this one, because he pretty much tells you how it is.
Can I just say the flying commercial these days is an absolute nightmare.
It is a fucking nightmare.
There we go.
You got it.
I had it.
Fire that video up.
I had it and I lost it.
I hate it when you click on something, man. You get some fucking wild ass.
Fire that. Here we go.
Ah, you fucker. We thought we had it. Technical difficulty. Stand by.
It's
there.
Weather related.
It's weather related.
It drank water. All right.
I had it playing perfectly before.
Great job.
I don't know if they're getting the sound. Just let me know. Doesn't look like they are. Son of a bitch.
Basically, don't be a fucktard.
I'm watching Dan's computer. It's not.
Is it not going over?
It's not playing away.
The sound is not playing. Oh man,
it's not playing away. I wanted to.
It's too bad because that's an excellent. They can read what he's saying, but to hear this guy say this,
we got dead leg on the fucking podcast. He can't read. Nor can David J.
This pilot literally, I mean, just at the beginning of the flight, you can hear the overhead compartments getting closed. And and this is a comedian, I can't remember her name, but she posted on her Instagram and it went viral. But this pilot's like, essentially, don't be a dick. Don't listen to your videos out loud. Put your AirPods in, earbuds, whatever you have.
Don't do it at a bar either.
And then he's like, everybody raise your hand if you're in the middle seat. Knowing that nobody's really listening to him. He was like, oh, only 5 of me? No, the flight's sold out. I know there's more than 5. So my gift to you is you get both armrests. That is my gift to you.
I love it.
But I was watching it and I had it queued up and it was playing earlier, but I fucked it up. But it was just so apropos. Every time I fly, I get stuck. If I'm flying by myself, I like the window seat. If I'm flying, like Jill and Zoe and I are going somewhere, I want the aisle seat. That way I can help if something does go wrong. But if I'm by myself, I get stuck next to like 300 pound motherfuckers where I'm like Garfield up against the window. Like it's just the way it always works, right? But I've also seen some other posts about somebody that was traveling by herself going to a conference, and this mother jumped into this lady's seat, even though she booked like her kids to like one row behind her. So she was like, well, I want to sit with my kids. She was like, well, this is my seat. Like, I need to get some rest before I do this conference or whatever. And this lady was all kinds of bullshit that she wanted to sit in the seat that she booked. So it's like the etiquette of flying commercial has completely, I mean, I remember being younger, used to love flying. It was great. It was fine. Everything worked.
It was a fun experience.
Now it's
at one point.
And to Dan's point, it's a fucking nightmare now. But this pilot was just like, look, we're not going to do any of this dumb shit anymore. Put your earbuds in. He said, don't fall asleep on somebody that you don't know. Don't drool on somebody that you don't know, unless you talked about it beforehand. Unless you're wearing a weather-resistant jacket.
Unless you've got a... Rob, maybe you could crank out a standard agreement for flights and have people sign that before.
I don't fly, Dan.
I'm just saying, for people that do fly.
Because I don't want...
Might be a nice revenue stream for you.
I don't want the added stress and antagonism of having to deal with a dickhead when I'm in a fucking tube I cannot control. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die at my own hand behind the wheel. That's just what I want.
That's a good thought. I'll keep that in mind.
So let's see if I can fuck this one up. The other one that I brought up. This one's like 4 minutes, so just bear with it. But this is Cincinnati-based stuff.
But that pilot saying that is unbelievably bold, especially in the time that we live in right now.
The first question you asked me was he fired?
Yeah, someone's going to complain about that and be offended by it.
Well, and you see the older videos during COVID when everybody had to wear masks and all the uproar. Yeah, whether somebody took their mask off, and you can't tell me I can't do that. And the pilot's like, look, that's the rule, that when you bought that ticket, that was the rule. So, like, I love watching and talking to buddies of mine that are air marshals. I love hearing the fucking stories about how all the bullshit that happens in a flight. And I'm like, do you have to jump in? And they're like, no, not unless, somebody like a flight attendant's getting assaulted. I don't jump in. I just watch.
Not unless there's some serious shit going on.
Right. But it is absolutely hysterical to watch on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, all these people that lose their minds. And then you see like other passengers just beat the shit out of somebody.
Don't take your fucking shoes off.
I mean, oh, yeah. Don't do that.
Be a fucking adult. Jesus Christ. There's nothing worse than taking your shoes. And if you've got bandages that have blood seeping through them and they're exposed, fucking rewrap them before you get on the goddamn plane. I sat next to some dude that had a sleeveless shirt on with bandages. I'm in the window seat. This motherfucker's in the middle seat. His mom's on the aisle seat. And there was blood seeping through his right hand bandage. Nice. And he put it through a window and he's fucking with the air vent. I'm waiting for trickles of blood splatter to come to me. There you go. That's why I don't fly.
Nice. That would pretty much do it. But
I wear my Adidas prison slides in the airport to make it easier to get through security.
Yeah.
Slide them off real quick, slide them right back on, whether you're taking your belt off this time, whether you don't the next. But I at least keep my slides on my fucking feet. Because I had a guy one time literally put his foot up. I was on the aisle, put his foot up.
Oh my God, on your armrest?
On the armrest.
Oh no.
Fuck him.
No.
Man.
And I grabbed one of his toes and just started bending it.
Fuck him.
Until he started screaming and not like, oh my God, but like enough like, what are you doing? I say, what the fuck are you doing?
I would have turned to him.
Then I got up and went to the John and fucking washed my fucking hands because I had no idea where those feet have been.
Dude, do you mind if I suck on your big toe while I jerk off up here?
I would have asked
his face.
That was, I mean, if I'd have done it, he'd have videoed it and put it on.
I would have asked the flight attendant for
I would have gotten money
and jabbed that motherfucker right through. I think the middle of the foot.
I don't fucking like feet, first of all, period. Let alone on a plane where it's recirculating air.
Joe Billy 007. It's like the modern day Oregon Trail.
God damn. Keep your shoes on.
Somebody's getting cholera. Somebody's getting malaria.
Leprosy is an epidemic in Florida now. So,
but yeah, if you can go find that video and listen to it, the pilot, he sounds like a relatively young guy. He's got balls of steel.
Says profile.
For him to be able to say that and say that and do that and risk, he had to know. I mean, he's got to be smart enough to know that he's risking.
He's probably close enough to his last
livelihood,
flight, so he doesn't give a shit.
He didn't sound like an older guy. But here's the thing right now: airlines cannot find enough pilots, so they're actually extending the age at which they force retirement for pilots right now, because they got to keep people with experience around. Props to that guy for stepping out and taking the risk and doing that. And it sounds, the way he was saying it, it sounds like he has done it on multiple flights.
Right.
And the fact that
That's
no one is
spiel.
complaining tells me that there's a hell of a lot more people out there like us than the snowflakes out there who want to be offended and complain about everything.
Do we have a 4-minute video?
Yeah, I'm going to try this. See if this works.
All right.
Like I said, this is Cincinnati based, but I thought it was cool. They probably.
This is the one you played for me before the start. Yeah, this is a good one.
For many NFL teams, training camp is already underway ahead of the new season. While many athletes use the summer to travel, relax, and train, we recently met one player, Cincinnati Bengals punter Drew Chrisman, who went a different direction to give back. Now, we should mention that Chrisman had a brief stay in the hospital last week in what the team called a medical situation, but we're pleased to say that he's back at training camp. Adriana Diaz met with him at the practice field to see how his summer side hustle became an opportunity to spread kindness in his hometown.
During the NFL offseason, Cincinnati Bengals punter Drew Chrisman has one job: keeping his legs in shape.
Thought about doing the Peloton route, but the frugal side of me just could not pull the trigger. But I found another way to get a good workout in while riding a bike.
There you go.
Doing food deliveries for DoorDash. Yes, Chrisman, who makes about $1 million a year, is spending the summer delivering food in Cincinnati, near where he lives with his wife and 1-year-old. You could have just ridden your bike as your workout outside.
Or if I had to climb a hill to drop a Subway sandwich off to somebody, I think I found that a lot more appealing to get an extra burst of workout in.
There you go. Yeah.
While I was delivering.
You too.
So what did your wife think?
She thought it was crazy.
Enjoy.
The eccentric qualities that I have a little bit, for better or for worse.
Definitely for the better. Chrisman says the bike afforded him a new perspective, traveling down roads he'd never been down before.
You see a need.
Do you mind if I buy you a meal?
People panhandling, just asking for any kind of thing. And,
Sure, thank you. Yeah.
you know, it kind of tugged at me.
So he started using his DoorDash earnings to deliver generosity with free food, cash, or sometimes just conversation.
Working hard or hardly working?
Seeing that smile, seeing, their face light up. No one's ever regretted, making someone else's day.
I got baked.
He posts it all on social media, hoping to spread both the spirit of giving.
When he called, we had no idea it was Drew, the kicker from the Bengals, our favorite team.
And the word about local businesses like Your Mom's Pizzeria. Owners Tracy and Pete Ianni say sales jumped 25% after Drew posted himself giving away their pizza.
He's giving it to people that maybe didn't have money to buy lunch. And then in return, our small business has now been thriving.
There's a stereotype of professional athletes as maybe being pampered or overpaid.
That is not true in all cases. Not with our Drew. He is just a down-home, good human.
What's going on, buddy? Come here. I love how you call him our Drew.
Our Drew. We love our Drew.
Where does that urge to give back come from?
I think a lot of it has to do just kind of how I was raised. A lot of credit to my parents. I thought being a Cincinnati Bengal was going to fulfill everything in my life. Part of me missed a little bit of that charitable side. And I love football. I like football, but I love giving back. I love helping people.
And as he jumps into training camp, he'll be fighting to make the cut.
You're defending your spot on the team. What do you say to critics who might argue that this is all a publicity stunt?
People are going to try to pick apart anything you try to do. I've certainly received a lot more support than I have any kind of criticism.
What do your teammates say about all this?
Kind of chuckle, be like, wonder what kind of tip they would leave, honestly.
You Valentina? Hi.
You once gave a big tip to someone who wasn't expecting one at all.
You make the majority of the money off the tip.
I know I put $0 on the tip.
Being able to leave a generous tip was something I wanted to share with another DoorDasher.
I do have a tip for you, so.
She totally didn't expect that.
Thank you. Like,
No.
you know how much I need today.
No.
You never know the ripple effect that can have, who they might be able to give back to later that day.
Donuts.
Proving it's not the gift, but the giving that pays it forward. Ready? Go. For CBS Mornings, I'm Adriana Diaz in Cincinnati.
Where's he from?
He went to Ohio State. He's from Cincinnati.
Oh, goddamn.
He was
I knew that.
He was Ohio State's kicker.
He was a Midwest kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just tell you.
I didn't know he was from Cincinnati, but written nice piece there by that CBS reporter.
Midwest kid.
Very nice work on that, and that's just really a good story. And I like this guy. I mean, Kevin Huber is another Cincinnati kid. Who is the guy that he replaced?
Very local to here.
Yeah,
grew up here.
Yeah, he went to high school just about 3 or 4 miles down the road here. Played at the University of Cincinnati, and now he's retired now.
That's where.
But Kevin Huber, just
Dick Kelsey played.
A great success story. What?
What? I wasn't talking to you, Dan. I was just making a comment, kind of like your day in history.
But but here's the thing about Chrisman. He replaced Kevin Huber. Had a little inconsistency in his kicking game, his punting game last season, and that's why he is competing for his job this year.
I think they should.
So it'll be
every
interesting.
Fucking year.
Well, they do, but
it's like
when
it's like playing golf against a fucking 18 handicap straight up when you're a scratch.
You know, but how many years was Kevin Huber?
You need
what,
a challenge.
13 or 14,
something like that.
He's got the record for most games played by a Bengal,
and he was absolutely dominant as probably the best or near the very best punter in the league for multiple years.
Did you read a book or something about it?
I just know that from being someone who pays attention to things.
Okay.
But
he's well read,
well listened.
But there's no guarantee that Chrisman's going to make it back on the team this season. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that in training camp. Of course, Joe Burrow. Is he walking around now? Is he?
Yeah, walking around
without any
no limp
accoutrement on his leg there.
No limp. He's got no apparatus.
Okay, that's good.
Jesus fuck.
What are you Jesus fucking?
Nothing.
Well, I just want the quarterback to be all right.
Okay.
Don't you?
I'm not saying anything about that.
All right.
Anybody else?
Would you like to say what you were Jesus fucking about?
No, the accoutrements, apparatus.
It's actually should be apparatus. That's the plural.
I know.
It's apparatus.
I got you.
I wasn't going to argue that point.
Go ahead. You done, Dan? You done?
I hear.
No, I'm not close to being done.
I was here bickering to the left, so I just try to figure out what we're bickering about.
I'm not bickering about anything.
I'm
not
I
close
know.
to being done.
I was waiting for Chrisman and some kid to be there, and it's like all of a sudden groomers or some other topic was going to pop, and it was going to be a 5-minute diatribe. Biden's interrelated with.
I've got plenty of other stuff I can talk about.
Yeah, let's go. Let's hear what you got. We got Brewer outing tomorrow. I'm excited about that. Bill Brewer.
You want to talk about that? I'm wearing the shirt.
Yeah, did you see the shirt he's wearing? He's very festive.
Outing right
Well,
here.
at least you got a new one on. We tee off tomorrow at 1.
It's not. Is a shirt that's a year old considered new?
It's just a new shirt that you're not wearing the same one.
You're not wearing the same green one. You're not wearing the same green one. The same green golf shirt. I knew where he was going.
Yeah. I've got more than one golf shirt. I've got a green one. I've got the exact same shirt in multiple colors.
Sorry, I brought that up. Tee off times 1 o'clock
I'll be
tomorrow.
wearing one of them tomorrow.
Brewer 2055 Foundation. Please give. Even if you're not local, you're not playing. Give. Bill was a great guy, great father, great officer.
Gunned down.
Yep.
Shouldn't have been.
Shot and killed. Nick should
By
be
some
there tomorrow.
scumbag.
Yep. Also, little update. Justin Edwards, I believe, is confirmed for August 19th at post 744. It'll be the Woodhawk Hawk of Ages event, where One More and I'm Out of Here is going to be podcasting in between the bands. There's a litany of bands, starts at noon. It's right on Wilmer by Lunken Airport. So for those of you, David J., etc., that take private jets, you can fly into Lunken, and it's right around the corner from the hangar. So come on over. We're going to be drinking, partying. We're going to podcast and see MMA fighter. He is 40. He's a lightweight. And Dan's levied some challenges on him.
I have not.
Well, the text I've sent him.
You did.
The text I sent him said Dan Carroll said he can whip your ass. And he's called Fast Eddie. Not like Dan's called Fast Danny because he ejaculates prematurely, but Fast Eddie because his hands are so lightning fast. So Dan's going to.
That's Bill Brewer, by the way, for just to put a face with the name.
Yes. Thank you, Keith. Yep. Bill was a good dude. Senseless.
We're looking forward to that.
I'm glad we're supporting his foundation.
Absolutely. Absolutely senseless.
Nicky DeRose, I went to the police academy with him. He was shot in the ankle that night, and just a bad fucking scene. So hoping everybody can support Bill and his family.
I'm hoping that Glenn Hawk can get a little mini octagon for you and Edwards to fight in.
It's not me, it's Dan Carroll. That's who I've been telling Justin.
No, I'm pretty sure we've got audio and video confirmation
No,
that it was not me.
it's a written word, Dan. The written word stronger.
Well, who wrote the word?
Rob got
wrote the word.
Rob got his ass beat by Keith and Horse. He's going to do this 3-on-3 half court charity event. And then now
who are your other two?
And then hold on. And then Rob challenges an MMA fighter. So I'm trying to figure out what the next one's going to be.
I'm the only one.
I can't wait to figure out what the next one's going to be.
Keith puts up blood for this show by setting shit up. I put out blood by getting my ass kicked on a regular fucking basis. The one wheel, the fucking ski challenge.
And Dan puts his blood in by the verbal beating that you give him.
Not reading a book.
Well, you're
fucking driving by himself on a motorcycle and getting lost, running out of gas.
Faulkner Raiders said the only
lost.
fight I'd bet on.
What, me whooping Rob's ass?
No, Edwards whooping
okay.
Rob's ass.
If a girl could beat me, it saves me some money there, Falconator. I appreciate that. Any woman that wants to beat me, I call it foreplay, and fucking safety words are out the window. Game
Well,
on.
just remember, Tuscaloosa, Alabama is always a good safe word. You just have to get all of it out.
I'll just go to my
Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
I'll go to my safe place, man. I'm ready. Let's fucking get it on. It's the only way you can bypass the Viagra.
I'm hoping all for the Hawk of Ages. You call it Woodhawk, but it used to be Woodhawk, Hawk of Ages, whatever it is. Glenn's festival that he puts on, always a great time.
It is.
I am hoping that all of our tech can marry up to where we can video. And
Either way, there'll be Dan getting his ass kicked by Justin Edwards on video on Instagram Live. And if the video is not working, we're just got to do a sound download and dump. I can upload it during
I'll
segments.
Instagram it live. I mean, I'll Instagram live.
Are you training for this, Dan? I mean, Edwards is fucking catching chickens and shit in a cage, man, like Rocky. Fucking mix up in the corner, up in Mansfield.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. Chris Lightning Mick. Better be ready, Dan.
I never threw down the gauntlet.
Yeah, you did.
No, I did not.
I could read you my text that I sent to him.
Read
I can read you my text that I sent to him.
Read the text that you wrote. Read it all day long.
Hey, Justin, thanks for being here on August 19th.
Dan said he's going to whoop your
I did get in the squared circle once, though, with Rich Franklin. And
here's another one I'm trying to get on.
And I have the video evidence to prove that I took him down during that match. So there is that.
Was it slippery?
I'm just saying.
Were you guys greased up?
I took him down.
Here's the text. Justin, thank you for being on the podcast.
After he damn near broke my fucking neck. He got me in that neck hold, where they pull up like that.
Yeah, I know exactly what it is.
And then the next time I said I'm not fucking around, I went after him and boom, down on the mat he went. You can ask Brian Giesenslaw about that. He was there.
Edwards.
Trisha Mackey was there too. She'll vouch for him.
Faulkner said this is going to be better than Elon versus Zuckerberg.
When is that going to happen? I mean, because they keep talking about that. It's going to stream live on the X. Is it called the X now, or is it called Twitter?
It's X. It's X.
Yep. It's after
what does
that
mean?
RIP DMX. X going to give it to you.
X going to give it.
That's why they named it that. So Dan, you have challenged him. You have told him you are a very proficient ground game, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, etc.
Would you care to read some of the texts that were created by you, sent from your phone?
Yeah, from your words.
Not my words.
From your words.
Justin, hey, it's Rob. Thanks for being there August 19th. We're going to have a blast. I know you got something to do on Sunday, but you can stay here. Dan is talking shit again. I know it upsets you, and I know you're training for a fight, but if you want an exhibition game against a hairy fucking moron, he is willing to do it.
I'm not that hairy.
That was one of them. He's like, fuck Dan Carroll. I will whip his ass.
He didn't say that.
I saw the previous
He never said that.
videos of him. Can I finish the fucking, you wanted it?
You're making it up.
No, I didn't. I'm not reading it, Dan.
Let me see.
No, fuck you.
Let me read it.
I was giving him insight. I don't want him to know. No.
Let me read it.
You can't read.
Spoken
can't
like a
read.
true defense attorney.
You haven't read fucking Chris's book.
Better reader than you.
This rap shit is mine, motherfucker. Fuck what you heard. That's what you hearing. That's what you hearing.
I think we're good as long as we're talking during it
Should we,
for a second.
should we mute his microphone?
Still get it to you. Fuck you, Zuckerberg. Dan challenges you too.
That's Musk, not Zuckerberg.
Or whatever. I thought Musk was challenging Zuckerberg.
Musk, yeah, they challenged each other.
But you're bringing up X, which would be
I've
Elon
seen some
Musk,
video of
who owns
Zuckerberg working out.
former Twitter.
What was he working out on? A fucking water
He's,
wing?
no, he's doing some
Fake weight?
he was doing some Brazilian jiu-jitsu and some other stuff. And
Carol, do you work out with a shake weight?
Elon Musk better have his shit together. If I had a shake weight, I'd work out. Have you ever held a shake weight?
According to Rob, you better have your shit together by the 19th.
Why would I hold a shake weight?
This was news to me because I thought it was Rob getting in the octagon.
No, it's Dan.
We
man.
did a podcast. The last podcast we did, you went on and on and on, and I told you
Oh,
were
you
out of
remember
your-
that one? You
out of
don't
your-
remember.
You were out of
shit.
your mind
You've got all
for challenging an MMA fighter.
No, it was you.
And I said, I'm generous saying that you would last 15 seconds in the ring with this guy.
Well, then I text Justin and said, "Look, I was just speaking what Dan said off." So we're good. We're locked and loaded.
No.
August 19th.
And then Starks walked in.
Yeah.
And
Jesus Christ, Mitch McConnell, will you get it together?
I'm just saying, Starks walked in, and I said to him, I said, am I being generous by giving him 15 seconds? And he shook his head. Yes, he confirmed.
Oh, Keith knows better.
So there you go. And what was that picture you sent to him to us the other night?
I can't remember. Oh, it was sent to Keith because
That's
Keith,
the one on the Instagram.
Yeah, because Stark sent him a fucking picture of me sleeping in a goddamn chair. I was just resting my eyes.
Oh, he sent us a picture of just Stark sitting there. But then Stark sent me a picture of him passed out, so I put it on Instagram.
I wasn't passed out. I was resting my eyes.
Oh, yeah. Is that what you were doing in the pool earlier that day?
I was thinking heavily.
Is that him? Is that supposed to be him passed out?
No.
Is that what that is?
No, it's just him sitting there, Dan.
I got a different picture.
Where was
you don't
this?
look at our Instagram page. I got a different picture of Rob.
I'm not on Instagram.
And I said, oh my God, that's gold. So I put it up on the One More and I'm Out of Here page. And it was Rob passed out.
Rob saw it the next day. Like, what the fuck?
Saying, you have no idea the day that I had. And then Rob was like, how in the fuck? 'Cause I was sitting there right when he saw it. He was like, how in the fuck is that? Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, Keith, you motherfucker. So a lot of fun shit going on. August 19th, be in town. We're going to continue the skid tonight. We're on a 6-game losing streak. God love the Reds.
We got some sponsors.
We are 1.5 games back, by the way. We're playing Miami tonight. They're probably going to be good.
Miami's struggling a little bit coming into.
Well, the fucking Nationals were too, and then they fucking sweep.
They got well against the
Cubs.
against
Weren't
the Reds
exactly
last night.
fucking blowing shit out when we took them on, but God knows they're blowing it out now. Fuck, you doing a sponsor read, Dan?
Corporate Graphics
You don't need to read
is a great organization. If you have signage needs for your business, for a party, for anything that you can think of, really. If you need banners, you need graphics, you need what's called perforated vinyl that goes on windows. Say you have a situation like we do a lot of schools with Corporate Graphics, And it's a situation where you can see out, but the people on the inside or the outside cannot see in. And it's just beautiful work, beautiful artwork. If you have a business and you need signage, Corbett Graphics is the one to call. If you've been to Riverfront, not Riverfront Stadium, but Paycor Stadium, if you've been to the athletic facilities, all the athletic facilities on the campus of the University of Cincinnati, you've seen his work. It is absolutely beautiful. You can find him on Facebook. You can find him on Twitter. You can find him at CorbettGraphics.com. And he has really helped us out with a lot of different stuff that we've done here at One More and I'm Out of Here. And we appreciate everything that he's done for us. Randy Corbett. And just look it up. Corbett Graphics, signs and more, enhancing your success.
Good job, Dan. You notice you don't read that. I'm starting to pick up a
I'm just
theme.
doing that off the top of my head.
I know, because you don't read.
Because you don't read.
Vernon Netherton.
But I wrote what you're reading right now.
Paula probably did. Varner Netherton revival. I just want to point out again, August 19th, when Dan challenges Justin Edwards, MMA professional fighter. Varner Netherton revival is going to be there August 19th, post 744 at Wilmer. 7 p.m. they're playing. The boys are together again and making the best music of their lives. Cincinnati's own Dan Varner has rejoined with longtime friends Nick, Brad, and Rye, and now the Varner Netherton revival is filling clubs and arenas from the Queen City to Nashville and every place in between. Varner Netherton revival is more than award-winning musicians and recording artists. They're just playing fun. Their vocal harmonies has crowds of 10 to 10,000 standing up and singing along, and the best part is you can book them for your event. Check out a show near you and find out more at varnernetherton.com. That's varnernetherton.com.
Boom.
And I can't figure out that you wrote that, Dan, because there is absolutely zero punctuations in this motherfucker. I mean, holy shit.
I'm proud of both of you, though.
That is phenomenal.
Just so you're aware, I'm proud of
Feel
both of you.
free to add any punctuation you like.
August 19th. Varner, I think, might be.
I think he's playing.
Oh, he's playing at 7. He's going to be at the Boone County Fair the 11th at 7 p.m. If you really want to go there, I would not suggest it.
Our next podcast is going to be Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
What date is that?
That would be the 11th.
Oh, shit.
August
I thought we were going
11th.
to the Boone County Fair.
August 11th.
We're not going to the Boone County
We'll
Fair.
be podcasting.
All right. Well, we're also going to be doing a little fantasy football talk. I was watching NFL Live today. They were at the Jaguars. Apparently, everybody's sucking the Jaguars' dick this year.
That time of year.
Yeah, Coach Peterson, they're all yum, 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 yum. And Lawrence,
Oh, you know what else is August 19th?
ETN, C. Ridley in the defense. What is it, Stan?
Men's night.
Yeah, I'll be leaving Hawk to go to men's night.
And I'll be taking Herking down again at the poker table.
Herking isn't probably going to make it to men's night.
You're not prepping for a fucking show on Wednesday, Dan? You know you got
not
4
on
days.
Saturday night. No.
All right. Well, we'll see. I'll
But
be
yes,
saying.
that is in my calendar as well.
Beautiful.
And we will be podcasting early.
I knew there was something else going on that night.
Hanging out, having some good times with Glenn Hawk and his festival that he puts together.
I do have men's night.
And then I will be leaving.
Oh, Protractor News.
What?
He does the Protractor News.
We're getting ready to get into that season too.
All right.
Glenn Hawk's Protractor News Network.
Stay alert for weather alerts here from One More and I'm Out of Here weather team, the Flash News team.
Rob's creating another brand, which is awesome. I like it.
But everybody, thank you for coming out and joining us today. And
thanks for tuning in. Don't forget about the contest.
Yes.
We are right now at like 204 subscribers. Get us to 500.
We're kind of stagnant like Dan's thought processes.
I don't want to get waxed.
It goes through lulls. Like it'll sit and then all of a sudden we'll see a little bit of a spike. So
don't subscribe because I don't want to get waxed.
Keep telling all your friends because I want to hit 1,000 by the end of the year to where we get
Rob's
to watch
going to get the Brazilian.
Rob's face while he gets a Brazilian. I think that's going to be worth its weight in gold. So even if you do make fake accounts, I don't care. Just get the subscriber number up. We're fine with it.
You know I'm reporting these fake accounts, right?
That's fine.
YouTube's taking them off before we hit 12:31.
I'm sure you are. That's what happens when you have some drinks and then you make a statement.
Steak, Jesus. 8/11. We'll see you guys sharp. Hopefully Dan will be here.
What's that?
Mentally and physically.
5 p.m. on Friday.
That'll be about 5
o'clock on this Friday. Okay.
Lock it in.
That'll be about 5:10.
I'll be there.
It's already been locked in, but
all the other ones
we always have to make sure.
I will schedule my day accordingly.
That's why we always have the 15-minute buffer, and we apologize for that, but Dan makes us have to do that.
Vote yes on issue 1 in the state of Ohio. Don't drink water. And
be nice on the flight.
Yep.
Be nice on the flight. Be a normal human being.
And don't, Dan did this, I think.
And Drew Crispin is a great guy.
Yes.
I'm going to ask Dan this. Dan, on those flights, have you ever manscaped in the bathroom?